Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiriritam Kalmashapaham Sravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Buridayanaha Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. O Lord, your gospel is like nectar and bliss, showered upon the pain-stricken lives of suffering humanity. It dispels all the sins and misdeeds of life. It brings welfare in the life. The spiritual beauty, prosperity and grace spreads through and through one who listens to your holy message. They are the real givers in the world, who preach and pronounce the nectar of your message to the suffering humanity. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna on page 891. There, Ramakrishna was in the Kashipur, at Sampukur garden house, Sampukur home, and it was the center of Calcutta, so the doctors can come easily. That was the reason of his moving. So here they are conversing with my master was talking to the doctor, and last time he said that Sri Ramakrishna said that something comes in me when I forget who am I, and I do some queer things, putting the leg on someone's chest and touching someone, doing something. So he said, once in that type of mood, when I go into that mood, when I totally get intoxicated, he said that when people began, once in that strange mood of mine, I placed my foot on Bijoy's chest. You know how greatly I respect him, and I placed my foot on his body. What do you say about that? And like that. So, and Master said, can I do anything myself? Dr. Sarkar said, that's not good. Whatever may be, you should not put your feet on someone's chest. He's scolding. But he said that, what can I do? Can I do anything by myself in that mood? What do you think of this state? If you think it is a hoax, then I should say that your study of the science and all is bosh. That means he said, you think that I am making a fun or I am making a show of it? I have no control. What happens that time when the spiritual mood comes? I totally get lost and I have nothing. I cannot say anything what happens in my life, how it goes. So that is, the master says, once I said to Mathur Babu, don't think I have achieved my desired end because you, a rich man, show me respect. It matters very little to me whether you obey me or not. Of course, you must remember that a mere man can do nothing. It is God alone who makes one person obey another. Man is a straw and dust before the power of God. So he's saying, Sri Ramakrishna is saying that doctor also said in between that when he said that if you don't believe that I am doing intentionally, then your all learning etc. is bogus, useless. And then the doctor said, now listen, sir, would I come to see you so often if I have thought it all at hoax? You know that I neglect my many other duties in order to come to you. I cannot visit many patients even. So I respect it. That means doctor is saying, I don't feel like that, but you should not do because it is bad to put your feet in someone's chest, honorable person. You should not do like that. The master said, and then he said that it is not that when Mathur Babu, the landlord, he was very much obedient to Ramakrishna. Whatever Ramakrishna says, he will be following that. So seeing that, he says, don't you think that I have achieved my desired end because you are a rich man, show me respect? That means I am not looking at anyone for any material gain. Who is praising me? Vijay Krishna Goswami, a big Brahmo leader of that time. The whole Calcutta respects him. All the young Bengal, like Keshav Sen, they respect that great personality. So all these, but don't think that is I am doing. I don't care for all these things. That is the sense. And also he is telling that big guy, that Mathur Babu, the landlord, very powerful person, he said, do you think that because you are obeying me, I have achieved my desired end? I don't care for the world. So it matters very little to me whether you obey or not. So I don't care for all these things. We, ordinary people, we always praise, no? If some powerful person comes and bows down, then we feel that, my God, I am somebody, no? But Sri Ramakrishna says, I'm not doing like that. It matters very little who is there praising me, who is blaming. But I go into that intoxication. And when I go to that intoxication, things happen. So I am under not my control. God takes charge of the system whole. So, God alone who makes one person obey other, no? It is all, Ramakrishna, there is, in the eyes of Ramakrishna, there is nothing but God. Every activity, he says that even the leaf is not moving without the will of God. That is because he sees God, he experienced God to that intense level. That's why he says, man is a straw and dust before the power of God. What can a man do before the will of God? Arjuna said to Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, I will not fight. It is impossible for me to kill my own kinsmen. Sri Krishna replied, Arjuna, you will have to fight. Your very nature will make you fight. Then Sri Krishna revealed to Arjuna that all the men of the battlefield were already dead. Once some Sikhs came to Kali temple at Dakshineshwar. They said, you see, the leaves of the Ashwatha tree are moving. That too is due to the will of God. Without quotations, without His will, not even a leaf can move. Doctor, if everything is done by the will of God, then why do you chatter? Why do you talk so much to bring to bring knowledge to others? Master, no, these are good questions because no one dares to talk to Ramakrishna like that. But Dr. Sarkar has that freedom to speak so bluntly, keeping nothing in, and he's a very rational person, and he does not believe in your emotionalism. That's why he's straightforward. Now Master said, he makes me talk. You are saying that if everything is done by the will of God, then why do you chatter? So you are not stop. Why do you talk? He said, do I speak? He makes me talk. Therefore I talk. So 10% understanding and experience, this is a machine. This machine is only functioning by the machinist, the Lord, God, His will. his movement, his action. What he wants, he does. This is an instrument.
Can you call your samskara is also, your samskara is also making you do that, so the samskara is also the God.
Yeah, at the highest level, everything is God. There is nothing but God. But in our level, when I am not in that level, state of mind, for me duality is correct. Here is good, is bad, all these things are there. But Ramakrishna is talking from the experiential top level of experience, where there is nothing but only and everything in the God's creation, every tree is created by God, no? So there is poison oak and there is so fragrant flowers, so many. So in this creation, Kali, that's the Kali idea, both concept of good and evil. And also the full moon night and the new moon is there. So why new moon and why not full moon all the time? In the creation, if there is no full moon, and there is no new moon, there is no use of full moon. How will you understand it is glorious? It is so beautiful, dark night and light, blooming light all over. Yeah, so it is all the contrast are necessary, duality is necessary in the creation. But he is talking about when his mind goes to that level, he does not see anything but God. And with that experience, when he comes down, he sees that everything is permeated by God, and it is God and God alone. He said that Latu is sitting like that, putting his hand in that chin. I see that Rama is sitting like that. No? For he, in his vision, mystic vision, there is nothing but only one reality. So he makes me talk. Therefore I talk. I am the machine and he is the operator. This we hear every day. For us it is a common statement. But to feel every day, your every step you are feeling, is it yours? Yes, in one sense, I. But that I has any power behind if the disconnection is done in the backside. All the machine, big machine is running. What happens when the power goes away? All big machine is generating the energy of so many thousands of volt electrical energy, or what? No, what? Megawatts. So what happens? That means the power behind is the God's power. And he who understands, they are the blessed people, because they know there is no responsibility. Only you work in the world, do your duties, and whatever happens, it is all God's. So how one can be happy in the world of duality, that is the only thing. Only happiness can be done, understood in this way. Taking out the ownership. Ownership, Ami Mole, Ramakrishna said in many places, that when so long the I is the culprit. You destroy that I, the whole world is all peace and joy. All the interaction, fighting with each other, or hating each other, jealousy, or whatever in human interaction is going on. It's I think this way, what do you think? My thinking is the right thing, your thinking is the wrong thing. Everywhere, in the level, physical level, I am strong. In the emotional level, intellectual level, spiritual level, all this manifested in the universe, everywhere I. When I drops, then everyone is same. When I drops, almost, see, all the people, you keep two people who hates each other. They cannot see their each one's face. Now, you put them to sleep and put side by side. What happens? No reaction. Why? No reaction, no anger, no puzzle or anything. Because ego is subdued that time. Ego is sleeping. It's not dead, but ego is sleeping. So this is the point. Ego, when so much I is there, so much problem. The I goes, then everything goes. Girish, to the doctor. Whatever you may think, sir, the truth is that we act because he makes us act. Can anyone take a single step against the Almighty, against the will of the Almighty? So, he is Girish's Bhakta. He has surrendered everything to Ramakrishna. So his ego, whatever he drinks and does other thing, that's a different thing. He has surrendered everything to God, so no problem. So that total surrender, that's why I say everything is happening by God's will. So he is getting convinced because Ramakrishna has been kind enough to take away his responsibility, and he has been honest to give away his all to Ramakrishna. Girish. But God has given us free will. I can think of God or not as I like. That's it again. Doctor always gets into controversy, in debate. Always debate. He's an intellectual man. He will not leave easily. Emotional people easily catch it. Okay, God is there, I believe. I don't believe or believe. We say, okay, this is a simple thing. But logical people will always create some logic, bring some logic and argument. So doctor is saying, but God has also given us a free will. I can go, I cannot go. I do not know. I wish to do this, I don't wish to do that. So that much freedom is given. I can think of God, or may not think of God. So that much freedom I have. Girish says, you think of God or do some good work because you like it, like to. Really, it is not you who do these things, but your liking of them that makes you do so. Doctor, why should that be so? I do these things as my duty. Girish, even then, it is because you like to do your duty. Doctor, suppose a child is being burned. From a sense of duty, I rush to save it. Girish, you feel happy to save the child. Therefore, you rush into the free fire. It is your happiness that drives you to do that action. A man eats opium, being tempted by such relish as puffed rice on a fried potatoes. A man eats opium, being tempted by such relishes as puffed rice or a fried potatoes. What does it mean? Anyhow. Master, a man must have some kind of faith before he undertakes a work. Further, he feels joy when he thinks of it. Only then does he set about performing work. So, suppose a jar of gold coin is hidden under the ground. First of all, a man must have faith that the jar of gold coins is there. He feels joy at the thought of the jar. Then he begins to dig. As he removes the earth, he hears a metallic sound that increases his joy. Next, he sees a corner of the jar that gives him more joy. Thus his joy is ever on the increase. Standing on the porch of the Kali temple, I have watched the ascetics preparing their smoke of hemp. I have seen their faces beaming with joy in anticipation of the smoke. So Ramakrishna says that we all should have some faith. We all live on faith. Actually, we cannot live a moment without faith. No, you have driven here. You have the minimum faith that the other car will not unnecessarily hit you and create trouble for you. It's that faith. You are in the high speed, you're changing lane, you know that you are not intentionally hitting other, and the other car will not also hit you. No? So, someone is not, just you're walking in the street, don't think that someone is going to kill you with a gun. Though these things happens, but with minimum faith, otherwise you cannot function in our life. You are going to the restaurant, you have full faith that they are giving you good food, not some poison in it. Those who are psychologically thinking that poison everywhere, they cannot eat anywhere. Who is putting poison into their food? No. So you must have some minimum faith in life. So man must have some kind of faith before he undertakes any work. And he gave the example, some people say there is a jar of wealth under the ground. In early days, now bank, you keep the money, you give the ornaments in the vault, no? But in olden times, they used to keep in their home. Where they will put it? So they used to do in their home, at least in India that is very common, dig under the ground and keep it, and then people will not be able to understand that there is any wealth. So cover that with mud and then they keep it. So, but somebody said that thieves are also very intelligent. So they got some information from here and there, and they want to cut and reach that gold store of the wealth. So what they do? They then dig the ground. So you dig the ground, you have faith, I'll get it. Otherwise you will not work. We are working in our life, anything we work, thinking that I'll get joy, I'll get some benefit. Minimum pull for anyone to be engaged in any action, there should be some faith that I will get something. We are doing meditation. We will be one day Brahmajnani, no? All of us believe. At least not now, but one day I will realize God. I can see God, I can feel God's presence. Like that, this is the hope. That this working faith should be needed. And then you dig, and he says, as you go down, and suddenly you see the one corner of the jar. Similarly, in your spiritual life, you find little joy one day, suddenly, little more, and little feeling of oneness in the universe. As the mind becomes pure, it will happen. So that will give more conviction. Yes, something is there. And then you catch that jar and see the coin, then your all doubt goes away. So faith may be two types. Abhishambadi and Vishambadi. You may have faith in something where there is nothing. And a futile attempt, all attempt is done meaninglessly. And there is a genuine. Genuine is what? When the sages and saints, they have realized the truth and they have given us the direction, and to follow that direction, that path, that faith is a genuine faith. And that will lead to the realization. But suppose someone gives some idea about God or concept of thing which is not real, have not experienced. So it is like moving in darkness and ultimately getting frustrated. So many people get frustrated about religion. Why? They go to people or get some direction from some people who trusted, have faith and trust, and then their faith is gone because of the seeing the end result, that it is not true. So faith must be the guiding line, and one moves in the direction. Our gurus give us the direction, and our sages, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad, the Gita, Bible, they are the guidelines, proper guidelines. So, and we should have to have faith. Even in science, we believe that some faith should be there, otherwise you cannot start your scientific experiment. You are a student, a chemistry lab, you go to the chemistry lab. First thing they say, in the lab you enter, theory. You don't know the theory, how can you believe it? Well, no, let us say working faith. Start with that working faith. And then, he said, in the lab they will say, okay, you collect the apparatus. What are the things needed? Salt, acid, Bunsen burner, test tube, blue litmus, red litmus, whatever are the things you collect all the items. And then he said, okay, now experimental procedure. Step one, take the tube, put this salt, then stir it, put it in the flame, heat it, and then the color changes, like that fume comes out, and you add this, and this, then this, and conclusion. Then you are sure it is called NaCl, the sodium chloride. So you started, if you first, to the very beginning you say, the theory, I don't believe in the theory. I don't have any faith in that. So you cannot come to the next step, next step, next step. That's why, so working faith is very important in our life, and to follow the path, the tested path, scientific path, where many people before have got that illumination and wisdom, to follow that path step by step. And then you see more light, inner light, conviction, as Ramakrishna said, that he begins to dig. As he removes the earth, he hears a metallic sound. That increases his joy. So you go inner, and someday little bit concentration of the mind, thinking of God, then you feel so much joy, and tears come out in your ears, and if some horripilation or some thrill, whatever may be. Everyone has some experience, little bit of this and that. That gives us conviction. Oh, something is there. Now we are getting more and more convinced. And then ultimately, thus his joy is ever on the increase, standing. That's why it is that's why, as he's giving the example, gross example, as giving that, the sadhus, Indian sadhus, they have hemp smoker. And sometimes they smoke and then go on meditation like that, no? So if one sees that someone is smoking, they feel great joy and they rush to have a puff from them. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna says, standing on the porch of Kali temple I have watched the ascetics preparing their smoke of hemp, and I have seen their faces beaming with joy. Even preparing the hemp, their face becomes joy. So preparing for meditation, your face will be shining like that. Why not? Doctor, but take the case of fire. It gives both heat and light. The light, no doubt, illumines object, but the heart burns the body. Likewise, it is not an unadulterated joy that one reaps from the performance of duty. Duty has its painful side. Again, master, always doctor will sidetrack the thing, whole thing. He is going in one, but he is always being his rational ideas and sometimes I think distraction. Anyhow, aim to Girish. As the proverb goes, if the stomach gets food, then the back can bear a few blows from the host. There is a joy in sorrow also. Girish, duty is dry. Doctor, why so? Girish, then it is pleasure, then all laugh. Again, we come to the point that one likes opium for the sake of the relishes that are served with it. Girish, duty must be pleasant, or why do you perform it? Doctor, the mind is inclined that way. To Girish, the wretched inclination draws the mind. If you speak of the compelling power of inclination, then where is free will? And again, doctor, I do not say that the will is absolutely free. Suppose a cow is tied to a rope. She is free within the length of the rope. But when she feels the pull of the rope, then master. Jodhu Mallik also gave that illustration. It is mentioned in some English book. To the doctor, then master said, look here, if a man truly believes that God alone does everything, that he is the operator and man is the machine, then such a man is verily liberated in life. Thou workest thine own work, men only call it theirs. Quote ends. Do you know what it is like? Vedanta philosophy gives an illustration. Suppose you are cooking rice in a pot with potato, eggplant and other vegetables. After a while the potatoes, eggplant, rice and the rest begins to jump about in the pot. They seem to say with pride, we are moving, we are jumping. The children see it and think that the potatoes, eggplants and rice are alive, and so they jump that way. But the elders who know explain to the children that the vegetables and the rice are not alive. They jump not of themselves, but because of the fire under the pot. If you remove the burning wood from the hearth, then they will move no more. Likewise the pride of the man, that he is the doer, springs from ignorance. Men are powerful because of the power of God. All becomes quiet when the burning wood is taken away. The puppets dances well on the stage when pulled by a wire, but they cannot move when the wire snaps. So Sri Ramakrishna is giving the conclusion that if a man truly believes in God alone does everything, that he is the operator and man the machine, then such a man is verily liberated in life. It's a great statement. If we can practice this every day, internally, no? You have to say that, truly believe that, really, internally believe that God alone does everything. And he is the actual operator. And man is the machine. The famous song we sing. Ami jantro, tumi jantri, ami ghar, tumi gharani, ami rath, tumi rathi, যেমন চালাও তেমনি চলি, সকলি তোমারই ইচ্ছা, ইচ্ছাময়ী তারা তুমি, তোমার কর্ম তুমি করো মা, লোকে বলে আমি করি। Oh ma, it is your karma, your work, you do it, you are doing everything. But ignorantly you are thinking that I am doing everything. Swami Ramakrishna used to sing this song very many times. Ram Prasad sang this. Ram Prasad sang out of his own experience. Ami jantro, tumi jantri. Ami rath, I am the chariot. Chariot is big thing going, no? We say chariot is coming. We say, hey, the BMW car is coming here. BMW car does not come. Somebody is coming inside the BMW car. So this is a car, maybe Fiat Pit car or whatever the model of the car. But inside is somebody sitting there. And actually it is for his ride. And God is one who can ride billions of cars at a time. That's why he is God. We can sit in one car only, I cannot sit in two cars. Magicians can do that in 2 cars, 3 cars, 5 cars, no? But that's creating some hallucination, but the power of the magician, you can say. So God's power is such, he is riding all the cars. But how can I know? I am riding, I am talking, I am eating, I am understanding. So I. So this example that is actually everything is God, and if we know that, that person becomes liberated here and now. What a great statement, no? If only we can understand everything is done, only mentally if one can think, oh Lord, you are doing it through me, and this itself is a liberation. And when perfect understanding will come, that mind will be fully free from all bondage. That I am not doing anything. Vedanta says, I don't do anything, the body does. See, there is no distinction in bhakti and jnana. People only make a confusion of it. You go on making confusion, as many logical conclusions like Dr. Sarkar is bringing all the time. But that matters little. But the point is that when the ego goes away, I don't do. I am not this body, I am not this mind in Vedanta. And in other sense, his mother is doing everything. This I am nothing. I am just working like a machine works. I said, let us be a good machine. That's the major point. Let us be a good machine in the hand of the Lord. Let His will, Tomari ichha purna ho, Amaro Jivan. Rabindranath Tagore used to sing a song, Tomari ichha purna ho, let thy will be fulfilled. Amaro Jivana Maji, in my life. So let this life be an instrument in the hand, in which direction it wants to drive. Sometimes, no, the old cars don't listen to the driver. You are turning, sometimes it happens, you are turning the wheel on this side, it does not listen. And then, that means it is a good machine. But good machine is always, as you move it, it moves like that, no? In whatever direction you want it, car has nothing to say. You go and hit a wall, car will not say anything. Or you drive it in the very nice, very smooth and fine driving, it will not, just driver is driving. Machine has nothing to say. So this is the egoless idea. But we can do everything. This is also Karma Yoga idea. Who is doing? Body mind is doing the karma. I am not doing any karma. All this karma is offered to you. Whose karma? Whom you are giving? It is all his karma, giving to him. So anyway, whatever the language we use, this is the great understanding that liberation will come. And he gave the example that cooking is going on and rice in a pot and all the jumping of the rice and potatoes and vegetables. Ignorantly everyone thinks that the rice is jumping by itself. As he says, that take out the fire, that everything stops. No? So whose power? So similarly, in our all activity, the biggest power, most arrogant person to the most humble person, when they die, the two bodies remain the same. Just you burn it, ultimately you will get 1.5 pound of ashes maybe. But when they are in the body, some energy was there. One was so powerful and was so meek, no? But whose power is working through that? It is God's power. Ramakrishna continues, a man will cherish the illusion that he is the doer as long he has not seen God, as long as he has not touched the philosopher's stone. So long will he know the distinction between his good and bad actions. This awareness of distinction is due to God's Maya, and it is necessary for the purpose of running his illusory world. You may say, so then why we are so much involved? Why this business of suffering and pain going on? Because it is God's play. As a man will cherish the illusion that he is a doer. Why? I think I am doing, I am good, I am whatever, I am bad, I did something wrong, I am very powerful, I am very weak. All this idea of I coming, why? Because it is illusion and he has not seen God. That's why we have not seen God. Therefore we see what activity going on through the body and mind. I am the doer, I am the doer. As long as he has not touched the philosopher's stone, that's God, so long will he know the distinction between good and bad. So long we have not realized God, we will see good and bad, holy and unholy, pure and impure. It should be, it must be. But when one realizes the truth, they see the oneness. For them, where is holiness? Where is unholiness? Everything is God's play, everything is the divine. This awareness of distinction, why it is happening then to all of us? It's due to Maya. It is God's play. It's God's sport. It is necessary for purpose of running his illusion. Why he put this Maya? Otherwise the world will not function. All will be in Samadhi. Then how the creation will start? That's why there are stories, no? When God created, Brahma created, they created 4 Rishi Kumars, as also Pravitti Marga, Nivitti Marga. 2 paths he created. One, he created this world to continue, and another, detachment from that. So Rishi Kumars were detached, 4 Rishi Kumars. And Attri and other rishis they had created to create the progeny, so that this, and then his fun will go away, unless it is creation is there. So he gets bored probably, staying alone. So he wants to break himself into pieces. No. As we get bored. Why do you stand before the mirror? Your face is all the time here, but you want to see your face, no? So that is the same way God wants to see himself in many. With that example, as if we suppose you enter into a room where 1 million pieces of glass beads are there, and you enter into that room, and you see all around what? You see yourself. But how distorted and how colored and how so different. It's for fun. So God has created this fun of God is called Maya. That Maya Shakti, that has created this. And it is necessary for God's Maya, and it is necessary for the purpose of running his illusory world. This world is not there. You are not million pieces of appearance. You are only one, but you appear to be many. So God is also one, appearing to be many. But a man can realize God if he takes shelter under his Vidya Maya and follows the path of righteousness. So, yes, we are all bound under the Maya, but there is a way out. It is that man, when he surrenders to God, he follows the path of Vidya Maya. Maya has 2 directions. One is Vidya, another is Avidya. Avidya is the path of ignorance, darkness, confusion, and Vidya is the path of knowledge, wisdom, light, illumination. So these are the 2. So Maya has 2 ways. In the Maya, you see, someone is going and stealing the property of others, someone is brutally killing someone, torturing someone. But again, in this world, you find that someone is crying for the suffering of others. They cannot bear the suffering of others, no? So this is Vidya Maya. Love for others, love for God, love for a brighter, purer life, no? And another, dragging someone to the evil direction. How much nasty thing going on in the world if you see. We need not have to give any examples, hundreds and thousands of such things. So that is the Avidya Maya. And Avidya Maya works more, I comes more. And they are very arrogant people, egotistic people. They have no shame for doing anything bad. They rather do and boldly support that. And an honest person, even when bad thought comes in the mind, they think, oh my God, why it is coming in my mind? Oh Lord, please help me. No? That's a Vidya Maya. So this is the Vidya Maya action, that is the Avidya Maya action. Avidya Maya will be thinking how we can torture him. Tomorrow I'll see how another I'll plan another something to tease, to torture, to put him to trouble. No? That is the people are doing that. They're planning for that. Planning for 9/11. Is it a small planning? It's also God's grace. God's work. But it is, according to Vedanta, we'll say it is not Vidya. How much you say I am doing for Allah, you may be satisfied with that. But the action shows the destruction of so many people suffering. And it is, so this is also force. Negative force, positive force. So Ramakrishna suggests, if we listen to Ramakrishna says, if he takes shelter under his Vidya Maya and follows the path of righteousness. So spirituality should be followed by the path of righteousness, truthfulness, honesty, purity, love, compassion, holiness, no? If that is the right path. and torturing someone, killing someone, destroying someone's peace, and going to heaven. Yeah, that heaven is hell, I think. But people believe it, let them do. But the question is that keeps the world in the turmoil, we call, why God's... But you know, I am saying this from one side, but in the eye of God, this is a fun play. This destruction, this creation, these are all play of God. He gives inspiration in one heart to help someone, another heart to do the bad things. That's what Duryodhana says. He was very... he tried to escape logically. He says that, what can I do? Janami dharmam. I know what is dharma, what is righteousness. Nachame pravitti. I don't find inclined in it. Righteous activity, what is good activity, I know this is good and this should be done, but I don't find inclined into it. Janami adharmam. Nachame nivritti. I cannot escape from that adharma. And janami dharma. This is good, I should have to do. But I don't find any inclination. I don't find any inclination to do good thing. I know it is bad till I cannot refrain from doing that. So, oh Krishna, it is your fault. He said that, Taya Rishikesha, oh Rishikesha, Taya, by you, Hridisthiteno, sitting in my heart, by you, Jathani yuktasmi, as you engage me, I do that. Ultimately, this is the highest Vedantic truth. Actually, we do have nothing to do. It's a robot. Robot does only work as it is asked to do. You go to the Amazon, they are all robotic action, how much is going on. They are doing so much, constant work, bringing this box here and putting here and finding this and setting it here. Constantly. He has no freedom. But he understands that I am a robot. That's a better understanding. Then you don't have any problem. But you put the blame to God for all doing bad with bad doing and good doing and I have done. So that will not do. So if he takes shelter under his, and a capital his, Vidya Maya, and follows the path of righteousness, he who knows that God alone is the doer and he himself is a mere instrument is a Jivan Mukta. It's not a matter of joke. You are free from all bondage if one can know this much, that everything, he who firmly believes that God alone is the doer and yourself as an instrument, mere instrument. Feeling every day, I am an instrument, oh Lord, I am an instrument in thy hand. Make me an instrument in thy hand. So that feeling comes, that means that is a path to enlightenment. You see, we talk big things, but this is, spirituality can be actually attained in any simple way. If the mind is ready, they can catch this point. See, he who firmly believes that God alone is the doer, and he himself is a mere instrument, is a Jivan Mukta. I cannot do it, but if I practice that every day, I am in this journey to end this life's trouble, to become, we are going to be Jivan Mukta. In this life, here, we will be able to free ourselves from bondage. What a great statement, no? So, every day, no other sadhana. It is not saying do japa, meditation, Vedanta, vichar, nothing. Only one idea, that it is he who knows that God alone is the doer and he himself or she herself is a mere instrument. That is Jivan Mukta. That will bring freedom while in this body. It is so spontaneous, so direct method. Only one thought, 24 hours if one can say, oh, I am doing. My hand is doing, I am not doing, it is the Lord sitting in my heart, He is doing, no? If that just this thought, In that moment you are free from. Mukta means what? Mukta means free. Free, Jivan means while you are breathing. You're free. You feel free. This moment you can feel that all I did, oh Lord, it is not me. I wrongly thought. When I did, I have my ego. But it is not me, it is you. It is you. If one can just separate himself out of this cycle, then that is reaching towards Jivan Mukti. In this life, freedom. Freedom in this life, not after death, going to heaven. No, it is here and now. And a free soul, though living in a body. I said this to Keshav Chandra Sen. So now there is a discussion continues. I will end here, okay? Let me end here then. So let us remember this point today, that if we can do whatever we are doing with this idea that I am not the doer, I am the instrument in the hand of the Lord, and I really sincerely pray every day, oh Lord, make me an instrument. I forget that. When I do, my ego comes up, no? But it is yours, it is yours. Make me your instrument. So if it is your instrument, listen, there comes a great responsibility. If I am the instrument in the hand of somebody, I have no personal agenda. I like this, I like this. No, you have nothing. It is the machine, the driver, it is full control. Driver, if the car is taken to a nice road, or the car is just thrown into the ditch, the car should not say anything. It is his will. So the what is his name? Nag Mahasaya used to have that egolessness. He could not find an ego. Ego should be zero. Make me an instrument will orally, if we say, that is not enough. But we have to really give the responsibility to God, and anything happens, we have to segregate. It is not me. This is machine. Machine has nothing to say. As the body is the machine, gross machine, eyes, ears, nervous system, brain, they are finer instruments in the body. But this is only a machine. Mind, intellect, ego, these are all internal machine. But all the machine is functioning in his command. So it should be a better instrument in the hand of God. Okay. So we end here our reading today. And tomorrow is whose class? Oh, Swami Mahendranath Karma Yoga. And this tomorrow. And then Saturday is real Karma Yoga. Real. So real Karma Yoga.
Practical, theory and practical.
This is the theory. Tomorrow will be theory and Saturday will be practical. Okay. So quickly, so we end here. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Ma. So there is a question. Muktika Upanishad says, 6th verse, and for everyone absolute liberation is stated to be attainable only through knowledge, not through karma rituals, not through Sankha Yoga, etc. But Ayan Maharaj in his lecture said that Ramakrishna's view is all paths can lead to absolute liberation even without knowledge, unlike Shankara's. So Ramakrishna's view contradicts Upanishad. It is just to keep practicing. Okay, so this question you should ask the Swami.
No, but
No. I should not enter into it. I can, but it is better, you get a chance, next time please call Swami who has said this, and you can do the same question. Mukti Upanishad says that it's only true knowledge. Na? Only true knowledge means this is also knowledge. I am nothing. This is not a knowledge. I am doing. I am nothing. It's only God. It's not the knowledge. So this practice, this is also can be thought, I think, as a practice. But better you ask the Swami. Another question is that if I just keep practicing of thinking constantly that God is the doer, I am machine, will it result in realization of the same? As at least Thakur Ramakrishna says, I think it will happen. It is not that I am speaking. Ramakrishna, the avatar of the age, is talking like that. But do you really think this way? This now you will go step by step outside the gate. Will you think, I am the machine, oh Lord, you are riding in my car? Very great responsibility comes. It is not a matter of job. It means constant remembrance of God. Superficially, it is a very simple statement. I am the machine, you are the machinist. Very easy to say. But if you are a machine, you should obey the order of the boss. Are you connected that way? Or you are not aware of it. You are not. Truth is that he is guiding. But if I am not aware, you are getting a good food in your tongue, your mind is not here, so you are not aware of it. So what is the good food or bad food? What does it mean? Huh? I am getting ice cream, or I am getting something bitter melon. Huh? So if the mind is not there, whether gulping bitter melon or taking ice cream, what does it make a difference? So we should be aware that really God is behind my Kena Upanishad. Kene Sitang Presitang Patati Manaha Kena Pranam. All this stuff. How, guided by whom? Eyes are seeing, my senses are functioning, my mind is operating. What is that power behind? In a technical language and very poetic language. But the question is that if you say, I am the machine, you are the machinist. If you say so, you are to move step by step like that. Every moment you have to think of, oh, I am the machine. What you are saying, like Girish goes, I am saying, I am not saying. Oh, is it you are saying to me? It makes a greater responsibility. To be a machine is not an easy thing. That's why it is possible if we are sincere, but it is a sadhana, spiritual practice. It should be started at one point, it will continue, and then one will mature into that goal. Another question, if we accept and surrender to God's will, we can commit no wrong act. Is this because God is beyond right and wrong? If we trust, what happens? It seems that ego evaporates. True. Suppose if we accept and surrender to God, how can he do bad thing? God is all auspiciousness, God is all love, all is there. As I said, God is mixed also, but that is not the point. When you go into the mind of God, I am in the mind of this body. When you can raise this mind to tune into the consciousness of the God's mind, you go to a realm, you don't see any distinction there. Everything is permeated by one. Who is the sinner? Who is the sin? Who is the pure person? Who is the killing person and who is being killed? Slayer and the slain. Who is hungry? Who is getting fed? All this distinction evaporates because it is a state of mind. So unless we reach that point, naturally we cannot understand this. But really if we cannot wrong comes where? In the duality. Wrong comes when the right concept of right is there. But when actually we accept surrender to God's will totally, your ego got the drop of water merges into the ocean. Whether it was a black sooted water, or it is a distilled water, or it is a very pure water from Sati Nakshatra, Thakur said. It matters little. When it merges into the ocean, it is ocean. So, I think that wrong act is impossible for them. Ramakrishna said, an expert dancer does not make a false step. Even the false step becomes an art.
But isn't it true that even if you don't go for this understanding of this God consciousness, we never do wrong thing because we think what I'm doing is right. When I'm feeling someone like
that's very good. That's true. Everyone has justification. I may do very wrong thing, but I say, I know I am right because it is under this circumstance I have done. So, yeah, I think that I am right. No one does wrong action, and theoretically that is true. Everyone justifies him because before doing even, he thinks, that's my right thing to do now. So, but ultimately, this, in the spiritual sense, this is the point that actually is Sona, Ramakrishna gave that when iron touches the, what you call the philosopher's stone, it becomes such. No one makes a chopping of an animal in that type of sword. But when it is iron piece, people do that. When it is gold, no one uses that for chopping the head of some animal. So similarly, a person gets so much purified, there is no negativity in that person, so he will be perfect. And there will be no wrong act can be done by. And that's why what you have said, that if we trust what happens, it seems that ego evaporates. That's true. Huh? Thakur says that the only aim of human life is God realization. While living in the world and interacting with it, how can he remain focused towards his goal and not get too entangled in the world? That is the whole gospel. Please read that. So today's whole reading is only a part of that whole gospel. So you take whatever part of the gospel you like, or Gita you like, then it boils down to the same conclusion: to be egoless, to surrender to God, to be prayerful, to think that I am not the body. All these methodologies can give us to this ultimate result of God realization. Okay, we thank you. Huh? Bolo.
If we're God's car and another car hits us, the car doesn't care. But when I'm out there in the world and someone hurts me, I get angry or hurt. And should I think I should forgive this person because they're God, or should I think
you should
nothing to forgive?
No, that's true. Yeah, if something proper and improper, as we are not in that state of oneness, so we should have to behave in the level we are. We have to go to police, call police, take the license number, insurance, all these things to be taken care of. Yeah, and when you are in samadhi, then you see all are equal.
But what if you've done that, you've taken all the steps in the world, but you still feel that hurt and that anger towards that person, and that gets in the way?
That should be there, but we will have to gradually say that he has done intentionally or unintentionally or whatever he has done. My purpose is that how to protect myself. So long you are not in the state of samadhi, so you have to protect yourself because ego is there, and in this world we need good and bad is there. We have to act in such a way so that we do not be deluded into that maya. So that practice is to be taken. With Ramakrishna's example, hiss, don't bite. That example, hissing and not biting. Take whatever action is to be taken, we are to take that action. Don't be shy because I am spiritual, why shall I do? No. You will have to take. A mother said, no. Jake Jamon, as one person is, behave with that person this way. So you will behave one way to a holy man. You will not go to a gang person to behave the same way, because they will not understand your language. They have a language. You speak in that language, they will understand. So that is the way how to speak to a person in his own language.
If I prayed that day to be an instrument for God or to be guided by God, and I do something and I feel guilty about what I've done, do I then pray for my thinking about it?
No, we will think that is what is done. God has guided me that time. I did it, but that's gone. Now God guide me in the right way. Every guy, if He guides all the time, why you will take the responsibility? Just give it to Him also. That's a prayer. That's a spiritual practice. I give everything to you. I am yours. Now, whatever happened in my mind, I did something right or wrong. But I did not do anything wrong because I thought that is good. When I do that, in that ignorant state of mind, what act I did in my ignorant state, that time my mind says it's right. Now, in a matured mind state, I am looking at that, hey, that was not good. I should not have done. No? But you are now standing in a higher platform. So you will have to say, oh Lord, it has been done in the ignorant mind as you guided through it, it happened. But anyhow, please forgive. And now go on, move on.
So, Swami, one thing that seems to help with that question is if you also accept what happens to the body and mind, like as a result of it, and see that is also happening to body and mind.
That's also another idea.
It seems to
Three gunas idea.
More easy to avoid that guilt.
Good, you can think that way. Anything is happened in the level of what? In the body level and emotion level, mind level. But I am neither the body, neither the mind. So what is that to me? And that has happened to a body which is gone. It has happened 5 years before or 6 months before. Yesterday body is, today's body is different. So that is gone. So bring any ideology, so many ways of thinking, whatever makes you free. Another question, this is the last question. It seems that when we say this world is false, illusion, that they only applies to the world that appears to ego and wrong self, that surrender to God's will give birth to the holy spiritual Atman, truth that seems like the reality we are meant to experience. It seems it would be really real. But the question is that it seems that when we say the world is false, that only applies to the world that appears to ego and wrong self. That's true. I am saying this world is illusion when I am in ignorant state. So, but when that surrender to God's will gives birth to the Holy Spirit. When you surrender to God, you understand God is pure. So when you surrender to God, then your all false identity is merged. That means the Atman is manifesting in your heart. Yes, that is the reality, and we are to practice that way. Yeah, I think I agree with your point. Okay, so we end here now, and with Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.